I think we got it, right? It's over here. It's this thing and then hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
I'm so glad to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is April 30th, 2024, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? I see a couple folks and a little bit of discussion going on. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube, so you can bounce back and forth depending on where you might have access, where it might be easier to view. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Let me say hello to Fail to Connect. Good morning to you. Napalm Codes. I thought I was going to be on the other channel today. There we go. It took the picture and no, it knows this hat. I know it knows this hat. I guess not. All right. I'm not sure which one. Yep, Pizza Planet. It was right at 63%. Look at that. So tomorrow I'll be broadcasting over on the official Microsoft channels. We'll be talking about Blazor and how to package and deploy the application. Noel Sheffo, hello with a big wave there. Manoj, how's it going there? Hello. Eric, how's it going? Is it Jan or Jan? I can't remember. Asking, have I ever tried Rails? Yes, I have. It's been about 15 years. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about the current state of Rails. You gave it a try and you liked it more than ASP. Everything is way easier. What do you find easier to do? And when you say ASP, there's many different ways that you can build websites with the ASP.NET Core technologies, ASP.NET technologies. What do you like more? I'm curious. What do you appreciate about it? At the time that I last worked with Ruby on Rails, there was a lot of code gen, active record, very much a thing, and not a lot of templates. So I'm curious what you find enjoyable there. Eric says has a Blazor question. How you doing, Eric? Good morning, good afternoon to you. In the default weather Razor page, how does it know to refresh the page from loading to display data? Does the method protected override async, get fired, and re-render occur? So here's the deal. What you're seeing there on the default weather template is a benefit of asynchronous programming. The async await syntax that we have there, the asynchronous on initialized is running. It hits the block where it goes to await loading data. And because stream rendering is set on the page, there's an attribute stream rendering up at the top. It knows, okay, I'm at a pause because I'm awaiting something. Push as much of the markup as we know in its current state to the screen, and we'll do an update after that task that we're waiting for is completed. We'll paint anything. So there is a little bit of script that runs and pushes an update onto the page when that awaited task is completed. How you doing there, Digital Drummer Jay? Happy Tuesday to you. Eddie Dre, good morning. Hello. Chris Jones is here. Good afternoon. Lucy, how are you doing there? Hello. You find it interesting how Ruby on Rails was such a fad 15 years ago, seemed to disappear from public consciousness overnight again. This happens with a lot of the open source frameworks. Frameworks that don't have a corporation that's sponsoring it, driving it, selling product on it. Consider, and this is actually going to lean into. Let me get some music playing, and then let's talk about this, because I think there's an interesting side effect here that folks don't understand, don't appreciate, and we should talk about. This is Stream Beats, of course, from Harris Heller. This is music that is DMCA free, royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. I'm listening to a synthwave playlist here because I just think it sounds groovy and it's cool to have in the background. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for making this music we're listening to today. So, when you think about technology stacks stacks that have corporate backing, where folks are investing time in it because they need to sell the next version, because they need to maintain their own systems and upgrade and push things forward. That's where you're going to see longer lasting frameworks and tools and languages and technology stacks. With those tools and features out there, they want to continue selling because there's people whose jobs depend on it. Open source frameworks like Ruby on Rails didn't really have a corporate organization behind it that was building and selling it or selling tools on it that was dependent on popularity of it, investing in making it grow and move forward. When you look at the various tools in the Microsoft stack, absolutely, they have big consumers of it internally, even before they start selling things externally that folks need, want, and use. Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, ASP.NET Core. There are huge portions of Bing that are built with ASP.NET Core. There are huge portions of Azure built with ASP.NET Core, including Cosmos DB. So it's important that performance gets built into it, and it's been built into the Microsoft, right? The corporate approach. And I saw somebody talking about how developer tools, Microsoft has it down to build tools and resell them to support their operating system, to support the cloud platform. Yeah. And you know what? They aren't number one cloud platform. Many folks use AWS. Sure. Honestly, I think it's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome with some of these folks. There are AWS features, management capabilities, user interfaces in the portal that are just plain inferior. They just are. But then again, Betamax was superior to VHS. Didn't matter. VHS came out first. And it won. You see this now with Google. Google doesn't sell Python. Google doesn't sell... oh my gosh. What's their mobile framework? What's it called? That everybody was jumping on for a little bit there. It's not. Oh my gosh, what's the name of their framework? No, Django. Dart. They don't sell Dart. No, the mobile framework, the cross-platform mobile framework that they make, Flutter. Thank you. Yeah, as a gal. Right? Google doesn't sell Angular. And they're laying off a bunch of developers from these organizations. These products don't make money for Google. There is one product that makes money for Google. Two, if you Google Cloud, which isn't, they haven't broken $1 billion in revenue on it yet. Is the report that I have last seen. I could be wrong on that. Google has one product that they sell. It's search advertising. And search advertising for Google is down 5% over the last quarter. 5% is massive. For Google, that's hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising that they're not getting. Yeah, that's a big drop off in profit for them. Like, so developer tools and things, no. So like the Pixel devices, I'm not sure that that's a huge business. Android certainly is given away for free. They've got people investing, building, and making Android and delivering it for free. And Samsung is the one that's actually selling it and doing well. GitHub and GitLab both use... I don't think GitHub is using Ruby on Rails anymore. GitLab does use Ruby. I have it installed on my home server. It does use Ruby. Yeah. You like the lack of models for some reason? Hotwire Turbo. You know that's the old Magic Ajax stuff in ASP.NET. Simplicity. That's fair. ASP.NET MVC was very much inspired by Rails. Yes. Mm-hmm. All of the cloud services are complex because they've each got literally hundreds of child services that run on their platforms. Yeah, Betamax was superior to VHS. It was, but it came out and missed the adoption. Same thing with Windows Phone. Windows Phone, for the most part, technology speaking, and the user interface on it was superior. At the time that Windows Phone came out, I had an Android phone, a Windows Phone, and an iPhone. I had been through all three of them, and the user interface, the interoperability of applications, the way that it shared and made content available on the home screen, and you could get things done without diving into applications, was phenomenal. And only now in the last 2-3 years do you see iPhone delivering those types of interactions. Android's been doing it for a few years. So, TensorFlow and Go also, they don't make money on those either. They make money on the cloud compute that folks use. Now they're starting to sell access to their AI interactions, but their $1 billion product. Google has $1 billion product, and it's search advertising. So, Amazon drives your wife crazy. What's this? For how they report data to booksellers, they keep changing the portals. Yes, totally agree. So, Code Like Roads gets built with different materials. Will your blocks be built in asphalt, brick, wood? Yeah. Cubisec, you don't agree. You don't agree with what? I need some more context besides just I don't agree. If we want to have a discussion, let me know. You usually Google with big. Google does data mining for the AI, though. They do. Yes. Napalm. Yeah, the comment is is valid that there is an AI impact that's hitting Google search. And folks are asking AI, whether it's ChatGPT, it's Bing Chat, for things that they would have searched Google for. In Angular, they're selling themselves. When people download, install, and run Angular, Google doesn't get paid. There is no download, install Angular, and oh, by the way, it works really good with these tools and features on Google Cloud. That's not a thing. There is no add-on sell with Angular that pushes folks towards other Google services. One. CyMac misses Windows Phone. Yeah. Bring back Metro UI. Yeah. The idea of Metro UI was simple and easy. Yeah. The problem with Windows Phone was the Zune music player. There was an interesting article claiming that Apple are the only company that has trained its AI legally. The copyright infringement comes in when artificial intelligence doesn't cite its sources. That's where the copyright violation comes in. If content's available for anybody to look at on the internet, it's available for anybody to look at. Citing sources, where things came from, is right. That's the important thing for us as humans to do, to say, oh yeah, I got this information from over there. And right, you typically do it with hyperlinks, that kind of thing. Well, when you put together information and share it and you don't cite your sources, that's where there's an issue with copyright. Content that's published on GitHub under a copyleft license, game on. You've published that open source for everybody to read and learn from. That's the nature of the license you used. And I've published content under that also. So that explains why Siri knows nothing. Does it hurt Microsoft not having a phone operating system? No, not at all. Where I think things were interesting was the crossover of having Android apps and having an Android-based device. The Surface Duo was an awesome-looking phone. They were building it with last year's hardware, though. It's like when you were a kid and you went to the junkyard, you went dumpster diving and you found the old technology and you put it together. And hey, look, I found a 50 meg hard drive. Let me put it into this computer with the other hard drives that I have. Great, I've got 12 hard drives in here, and each one's 50 meg, 100 meg, 200 meg. I found a 200 meg one, and there's a floppy drive hanging off of it, and I've got 20 drives on this thing, and they're each tiny little things, and altogether maybe I've got a gigabyte. Like, it felt like they were the Surface Duo was doing that type of dumpster diving. Hey, Samsung, what phone hardware do you have left over that you didn't put into your latest Galaxy device? Can we have that? We're going to put it into a Surface Duo phone. Like, that's what it felt like. And the Android apps that they built and were running, they looked nice. They really look nice running on the device, and it was nothing wrong with the device. Just once again, coming back to VHS Betamax, you were a late mover, and what you said as the differentiator didn't account for the fact that you were using last year's hardware. Nobody's gonna buy a Tesla with the amazing electric motor if it's got 1970s interior. I've actually got to sit on this thing. I don't care how fast it goes or how economically friendly it is. If I got to sit in this thing and it's got a 70s interior with shag carpet, not exactly comfortable driving that car. So, like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. You're tinkering with AI also, Eric? How do you cite a source like Copilot? You don't. You have a license to Copilot. Copilot claims to use open source code that is published for the public to consume on GitHub. It also consumes and uses your own code that you are working with, and it keeps for you when you open and are interacting with it in Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. It looks specifically at the tabs, at the files you have open, analyzes them to find trends, and then suggests. So there's no one to cite except for yourself in some of those cases. Is it Repe Room? What do I think of .NET MAUI for cross-platform development? We're going to be doing that in a little bit here. Hey, PC nerd. What do I think of it? I think it's great. I think hot reload is the magic sauce there that makes it interesting and compelling. And if you can't get it working properly, it becomes difficult to run. And I know the .NET MAUI team has been trying to improve hot reload. Like Nintendo, when they made the Play Choice arcade cabinets, they had a bunch of Sanyo 20-inch screens laying around. Yeah. Yeah, it is the evolution of Xamarin Forms. Yes, it is. Few people like the shag carpet, maybe pleather. Yeah, right. There you go. 70s aesthetic can be good. Not wrong. Just out of style. Right? Like, not many folks are going to buy a vehicle and change the interior. Like, this is the way the interior is. That's it. right? Like that's not a thing that most folks do. There are people that do like to customize, tweak their vehicles. Totally. Go for it. More power to you. You're gonna have a lot of fun doing that, and that's your choice when you're a vehicle owner. The overwhelming majority of folks that I know and that I see don't customize their vehicles. No, don't replace the carpet. They'll put down floor mats to cover the carpet so that they don't, right, when you get in the car, step out of muddy parking lot or something, right? Or step out of the snow, you don't mess up the floor, that type of thing. So, let me see here. Most people don't follow the crowd. I'm not sure if that's intended to be. That's ironic. Most people don't follow the crowd. Most people don't follow the crowd. I'm trying to get my head around that. You have a retro gaming convention here, and they bring in an old shag carpet and furniture from the 70s and 80s. See, that's fun. You're not going to redecorate your family room like that, but that's fun to have that throwback moment, right? And that's, yeah, as a throwback moment, that's a lot of fun. Vehicle customizers are like Linux desktop customizers. Totally. You can do that. Have fun with that. Absolutely. I just want to be productive. I'm going to set the wallpaper on my machine and off I go. And even then, how much do I really look at the wallpaper? I'm looking at a desktop right now that has a web browser up really big over here, OBS in front of me, another web browser over here so I can read chat, and two consoles down at the bottom with information about how the bot's doing. So I can't see. Oh, and the other machine over here, I've got YouTube up top. I've got Microsoft Teams in the middle and Spotify down at the bottom. So, don't ask your fiance if we could bring home some of the furniture. Okay, well, you want to put Light Step on your Win 11 to replicate what you did in the 90s. Light Step. I ran Enlightenment for a while. Is Enlightenment even... Did they ever get to a version 1.0? Like... Enlightenment software. Enlightenment desktop environment. Yeah. Like, it was always beautiful to look at. No, they're at 0.24. No, 0.26. When I was a kid in school, they were at 0.03. We are 30 years later, and you still haven't released version 1.0 of the Enlightenment desktop environment. Kidding? It ran like a dog in the 90s because it was pushing the video cards. What are you doing? Release something. Random question. Have I played or read about Wolverine Mediator? I know about Wolverine Mediator and the work that Jeremy has been doing on the Critter stack. More power to him. I haven't used it. I know of it, but I haven't tried using it yet. I think there's an interesting place for a unified stack of libraries like that make development easier. More power to Jeremy. It works great for his consulting business. And there are a significant number of folks that are downloading and using the libraries. That's great. I have nothing bad to say, but I also haven't used it per se so that I can dive in and speak towards it. So, piqued your interest because the message bus simplicity. Cool. That's great. When I think about message bus and the architecture that comes with that, I people can get passionate about how to use messaging architectures. The CQRS folks have become a little bit cultish, a little bit. There's great things that you can do with those architectures. We're gonna show, yeah, a little, a little. Not gonna lie, I was a big fan of CQRS about 10 years ago, and did some fun stuff with it. We tried to do some CQRS on stream, and it quickly got overwhelmingly confusing for a simple website that we were building. And we abandoned the project. CQRS everywhere, yeah, right. They are quite dogmatic about you must use CQRS in all the places. Like, I don't think you understand. Mediator is very much it's a Jimmy Bogard. Jimmy's a brilliant developer. It's a Jimmy Bogard library that thinks the way Jimmy thinks. When you adhere strictly to the patterns that it makes available, you end up with smaller, simpler code blocks. However, those smaller, simpler code blocks, there is no documentation anywhere on the internet about how to build and manage those. Like, you can't find people who are trained in how you built and rolled out Mediator. That's a good thing for consultants that want to establish a nomenclature, a dialogue with their customers that is very clear and that they understand. However, the ramp up time for new people to join projects that are built with Mediator is significantly longer. And this is true for any non-traditional architecture. And let me rephrase that. This is true for any non-traditional use of frameworks. When you start turning things sideways, like Mediator does, like fast endpoints does, when you start changing that approach, it's not a common approach that's in documentation, that's in training, that many folks use. Finding people who are highly proficient with that is more difficult. However, you can train and get people up to speed with that. It might be the appropriate framework architecture approach for your product, for your website, for your solution that you're developing. Absolutely. You've made choices to pursue that, presumably for performance and maintenance reasons, and it fits with the type of project you're working on. Fantastic. Then yes, it is appropriate to make that investment for that type of solution. Is it the right solution for everything? No. And anybody who tells you it is lying. Mediator is neat, but you'd like the Mediator source generator library. Cool. When a customer, I haven't spent time with that. I didn't know there was a source generator library. I need to take a look. When a customer's message goes to dead letter queue. Dead letter queues, I think, are something that, as developers, right, we need to do a better job of managing those exceptions and getting things to replay better. Last you check, even Jimmy said not to use a Mediator with fast endpoints. Sure. The past few days, we've been working on a website that I've built to be a news website for .NET Aspire, called aspirify.net. There's the link in chat. Are there any new articles out there? Anything new? I've been particularly monitoring Twitter and searching for .NET Aspire, and when I find When I find new articles or links or presentations from somebody's event, I add them to aspirify.net. So just taking a quick look here. Oh, there's a new article from David Pine about creating custom resource types. Let me see here. There's a new technique to test .NET Aspire websites. I got this article about experimenting with Dapper already. I think that's about it for right now. There was an article from Code Magazine from a bit ago that's been reposted. So I'm going to go through and add this new documentation bit to aspirify.net. You got me up on the big screen TV? Hello, Lucy. I'm on the big screen. It's awfully loud in here. Thank you so much. Let me ask you, chat room, I need your help. I need your help. I got to be careful how I say this. I am of the school of thought that everybody has YouTube on their television. By hook or by crook, you can get YouTube on your television, right? You've either got a product like a Roku or your PlayStation or an Xbox. Maybe you have a smart TV. Maybe you just have an HDMI cable hooked up to your laptop. Everybody, in some way, can get YouTube on their TV. In that way, you could watch streams like this on your TV and lean back, and when you want to chat, just jump in on your phone or on your computer and just have this face going on the big screen. I believe that is a preferred way that folks enjoy content like this. Watching on your phone, while possible, is nice when you're out walking the dog, doing yard work, even listening while you're driving to work or to the market or something. Fire TV, there you go. You have the Twitch app on the Fire TV, right? Twitch isn't as easily available on big screen TVs. But yes, there are ways to do Twitch over there also. Having me on the TV lets you use your computer for other things. There it is, Lucy, right there. So I'm of the school of thought that streaming on the public streaming providers is valuable. And granting free access to it, because when you search for things on YouTube, if you search for Blazor right now, my channel probably pops up as a live stream that you can watch. Probably, I don't know. When you put a gate in front of a live stream, hey, you need to log in. We need a little bit of information from you. A little survey for you to answer before you can watch this content. My belief, my hypothesis. There you go. That sounds like a program manager to me. My hypothesis is that putting a gate in front of a live stream turns away viewers that would normally discover and stick around. There's a level of commitment that you need to have to fill out a form to share some demographic information. Hey, my name's Jeff. I'm watching from East Coast United States. I'm at home. I work for a large software company. Answering questions, demographic information like that would turn away less serious folks. would turn away the folks who might be curious about the content and don't necessarily know if they want to stick around and watch an entire event. That's my hypothesis. How do you feel, chat room, about live streams, events? We're going to see this in a couple weeks here. Microsoft Build. You must log in to the Build website with your Microsoft account in order to view streams live. After the event, they're all available on YouTube. But if you want to watch the live stream, you must log into the Build website. How do you feel about that, chat room? Help me out here. I want to get your feedback. What Visual Studio extensions do I use? I'll open that up and I'll share that list here in just a minute. Wow, I've got a lot of extensions installed. I didn't realize that. Some of these are themes. What do we got? You're wearing a Pizza Planet t-shirt right now, President? Not sure. Good minds think alike. Let me see here. Blue Blood doesn't like it. Yeah. Eddie doesn't like it. Maybe a 5-minute preview would help before a login wall. Okay. I appreciate that, Manoj. Okay. Lucy prefers not having to sign in to view a live stream unless it's specifically under NDA or something like that. There we go. I like that. Have they always done that? Yes. Microsoft has done that with Build and Ignite. You must log into that website to get access to the streams. .NET Conf does not. You thought in previous builds we had to log in to register? Yes. Yes, you did. You're cautious on logging into any site. I know it's Build, so I can personally trust it. But why do I need that just to watch content? Exactly. There's discussion. There's consideration for events like Build. They want you to log in so that they can control how many people they're sending streams to. Right? They can manage that. There's also a little bit of marketing reference there that they can take, and they know these are real users because we have their login record. We have that they authenticated, and here, Jeff Fritz logged in and is watching this. Eric logged in and is watching this. Like, that extra step is more than the just, oh, I stumbled onto this. Hey, what's going on here? You can't just stumble on to Microsoft Build content. You can't just stumble on to Ignite content that's broadcasting live. I see that as detrimental. The whole purpose of putting on an event is to help folks discover a virtual event, is to help folks discover and become interested in a product. The barrier to entry is zero. And by broadcasting to several platforms, I've made it even easier. So I appreciate that little bit of feedback there. Aren't the keynotes going to be live streamed on YouTube anyway? Are they? I don't know. The keynotes are more for stockholders than they are for people who actually use the product. The fact is, like, folks like Satya Nadella are brilliant folks. Really knows their stuff. They're not giving a presentation to show you how to use Azure feature XYZ. They're giving you a presentation to introduce, and other people will go deep on those topics. Those announcements and reviews of progress, hey, there are now X% more people using Microsoft Azure. There are now X number of folks that have used Bing Chat AI, right? So on and so forth. Those types of number declarations and introductions of capabilities, those are things that the executives do that move the bottom line and show progress of the company and introduce a product. They don't teach you how to use a product. They don't show, they might show you a feature. They're not going to go much past showing a feature. A demo that you might see is not teaching you how to use it, but it's showing you a feature in use. Demonstrating and teaching you how to use it is where those in-depth sessions get to. So, you've logged in for past year's events and never questioned it. Right. If you've logged into a Microsoft website and you click that button that says, remember me, you've actually logged into Build and you didn't even know it. So keynotes aren't teaching moments, they're announcement moments. For each of the, right, when you see Apple's announcements for Worldwide Developer Conference, WWDC, they're not showing you how to use a feature, right? They're not teaching you how to build a feature. They're showing you a feature. Hey, look, your phone can now do X, Y, and Z. Quite frankly, that's the only training that many of us get from Apple on how to use these new features on our phone. So, how you doing there? Develop N0, welcome. Manage the number of streams for a Microsoft Live event that is open to all the Microsoft that runs its own cloud platform. Yeah. I have a series of blog posts that I will publish a year after I depart Microsoft. They're written down. They're on my server that's firewalled and offline from the Microsoft networks. It's right over there. I'll be sharing those a year after I depart Microsoft. You think what may put some people off is the registration starts asking for company info. Exactly. Yep, you sit there for 3 hours and you're not even the target audience. Consider keynotes for 3 hours. What the heck are you doing for 3 hours? Websites already capture IP and location. So what? So what? Many IPs are shared when folks are connecting and watching when they're at work. There are a lot of people who want to watch for themselves, hobbyists included. Exactly. Registration is annoying, but I have to register for a given session is really annoying. Totally agree. Bald Bearded Builder is here. How you doing there, my friend? During a keynote, Satya isn't really teaching. No. Don't let that fool you. He was over the house last week telling you why you should adopt the VAR. Oh, no. The VAR keyword drama. Man, did you stir up a hornet's nest? I'm a big fan of using the VAR keyword. I'm a former Visual Basic developer, so the VAR keyword works just fine for me. Dim things is variant. Boom, done. And quite frankly, JavaScript folks love the VAR keyword also. So I'm okay with it. Juicy, yes. What instructions? Apple? Right. Yeah. Everything is magic, right? Like the way there are dozens of features on the iPhone. We could build a 10-question how do you do this on your iPhone test And I can guarantee 99 out of 100 people would score less than 60% on that test. 10 questions. Take it to your local shopping mall, post it on the internet. How do you do these things? What are the appropriate gestures on your iPhone to accomplish X, Y, and Z? And 99% of the people won't even get a passing grade. Further, I think 60% of the people are going to comment it to at least one of the questions. It does that? I didn't know that that was a feature. And have zero idea how to do some of these things. Like, hey, live coding. What's funny is you almost use it exclusively. Right. Yeah. Am I still at Microsoft? I got a paycheck, so yes, I think. I'm still logged into Teams, so I guess so. They haven't told me no. I'm waiting for the layoff letter to arrive. Yes, I'm still at Microsoft. And trust me, if something happens and I was departed from Microsoft, I'd be quite clear about it. I'd be live streaming a little bit more, and I think I'd have some folks knocking on my door asking, "Hey, do you want to come work for us?" When you register for a session as an online attendee, it doesn't even register you for that session. No. It loops you back to build and says, go do a session builder. Yeah. You don't know 90% of the feature on your iPhone 15. Right. You want a phone with a good camera. Right. Did you know you can customize the list of buttons when you pull down from the top? Did you know you can customize that? Did you know you can customize the search result screen when you pull down from the top, too? Like, I haven't checked. No, I did check my corporate mail. Yeah, I did. Sure did. There was a question, what extensions do I use in Visual Studio? I'll take you over there and show you what extensions I have installed. And, yeah, look at that. There's the Visual Studio. Upgrade Assistant I have installed. Better Quotes, which is supposed to handle quotes inside your code a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe it does. The Blazor extension from Jimmy Engstrom that helps with creating isolated CSS, isolated JavaScript, code behind files, moving namespace to imports, extract to component. That's actually pretty cool. Extract to component. Be able to highlight a bunch of code, right click, and move it to a component. That's really handy. Blazor routes. I do like that one. So this is the source code for aspirify.web. We're going to load up this latest article. But there's all the routes that it supports that I have registered with, right? And I can go through and run them. B-unit test generation. I haven't tried that. Find component usage. Really? I haven't tried that either. So there's a GitHub Actions plugin here that'll show you the actions that you have out there. Where is it? Where is it? GitHub Actions. No results yet. Try that again. Right? No. Yeah, there. View GitHub Actions. Yes, please. There it is. Workflows? Secrets? No, I don't want to show secrets. Don't do that. Current branch? Nope. I swear there's GitHub Actions in this project. Not Server Explorer. Don't do that. That's bad. I don't want to see you. Like, it's right there. But GitHub Actions isn't showing it. I'll have to talk to Tim. Tim? I don't know what that just did, but I clicked it. Settings? Sure. I don't know what that is. Hey, that's me. Sure. But it's not finding my workflows. So that's a thing. I'll have to talk to Tim. Where was I? Extensions. Yes, extensions. Where was it? Extensions. Manage extensions. Yes. Inline suggestions. I don't know what this is. Whatever. Live share. Yep, I've got that installed. Microsoft Library Manager to allow you to install client-side libraries. The Midnight Purple 2077 theme. I do like that. But I just have dark mode running. ML.NET Model Builder, Presenter Mode, Single Project, MSIX Packaging Tools. Sure. I don't know. SQL Server Data Tools, Test Adapter for Boost.test. I don't know what that is. Visual Studio Testing Tools with Unit Testing. I don't know what that is. Can I uninstall that? I don't know what that is. What is Boost.test? Yeah, go away. Test Adapter for Google.test. I don't know what that is either. Why don't you just get rid of these things when whatever. Visual Studio Snapshot Debugger, Spell Checker, Web Compiler to compile less, SAS, Stylus, JSX, so on and so forth. Yeah. Windows App SDK, Windows Subsystem for Android. That's going away, unfortunately. And Xamarin Legacy Tools hanging out there. So, yeah. That's what I have installed. There are YouTube videos of people doing wild things to customize their iPhone. Totally. How many folks actually go and look at those? You refuse to own an iPhone, says Eric. Go with regular Android phone. Okay. I've been using iPhone for 10 plus years now. Could they be related to Playwright? There is no Playwright extension installed there. Yeah, I don't know. Let me run this and get this latest article loaded onto aspirify.net. And there's one bit of tuning I want to do on the website, and then we'll move on and do some .NET MAUI work with TagsApp. Do I use PhoneLink with my iPhone? No. I did at one point. However, because of how I create content, it doxes me. Anything that happens on my phone opens front and center in the middle of my user interface, and you get to see it. So no, because even though I have Do Not Disturb turned on, it breaks through that. Drained your battery really fast. So I have my phone sitting on a cradle in front of me that does charging and has it propped up nicely. So, like, don't get me wrong. It's a really great idea. I love how it integrates with all kinds of Windows features. Totally. Sorry. I cannot use something that puts my name, phone number, and email address, and my friends' names, phone numbers, and email addresses on screen with no notification immediately. Like, sorry. That doesn't fly. Especially breaking through Do Not Disturb mode. So, do I have any videos on semantic kernel? I don't. I experimented with semantic kernel back in December, and quite frankly, I got so lost. The documentation was so bad. It was really, my job is to learn stuff. And it was impossible to learn because they had just released a new version over the December break. The documentation didn't match, and they did a massive API change. The samples that folks had written out there were completely different as well. They didn't even adhere to the documentation version that was out there. So I was looking at 3 different versions of content, trying to resolve these and figure out how the heck do I use this thing. My understanding is that they've rectified that since then, as they're getting ready for Microsoft Build in May. I'll dive back into it at some point. So, like, I appreciate what they're trying to do, and I think Semantic Kernel would do some awesome things for things like our hat detection bot. I'd love to use it. Love to use it. Please. But the tools, the documentation were written at a level that folks who aren't already in the AI space don't understand. That's something that tone, that level of beginner awareness is something that you're going to see when I start the .NET Aspire series on the Microsoft channels. It should be next week. It might be the week after. I might need to take a week to finish getting the content written. But when we start that series, you're going to see, excuse me, you're going to see that level of beginner awareness for building distributed applications. There was where'd it go? I had a Twitter link that went to this. There it is. Hey, that's coming up. No. Create custom resource. Was there a screenshot for this? No. All right, fine. So, no screenshot. No thumbnail. I can do that. Description. Let's see. And I'll just punch that in there. Category. This is a tutorial. And it's an article. Save that. And there it is. So, part of me says it'd be great to feature that. This has been featured for the preview 6 for a bit. I'll rotate that. I could rotate it right now. Right, and now if I do a search for resource, it should find that. No. Oh, you know what? It's not going to find it for the next hour until the search is done. Done indexing. Right, unless I go and push the button now. I could take that as an issue. And why don't we do that? Force the search indexer to rerun when articles are added or updated. It's kind of a bug. So, but if you head to aspirify.net, there it is, right there on the homepage. So, yup. So I've got more features that I want to build and put out here, and they're coming. They're coming, including a mosaic, the mosaic layout up at the top. So, hey, how you doing there, Zaid Bites? Hello. I'm gonna talk to Bruno. Yes. Aspirify.net is fast. Good. I'm glad you. Well, hang on. That's not the right website. Right? There you go. That one. Should be fast. Like, I don't know why the CSS. kind of blips in like that. Do I have disable caching turned on here? Yeah, I do. Right. I don't know why it repaints that whole thing like that. It shouldn't. I'm going to need to look at that. But yeah, there we go. So this one is something that I want to do here on stream. I should probably hide if it's got the base, the default image there, but yeah. So this article from Anthony Simon about experimenting with Dapper. That's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. There you go. Look at, just making sure, because that is another, that's like a business website or something. I don't know. But yeah, right. The idea here is I wanted to make sure that this website was screaming fast, and I think it is. And it's using .NET Aspire and Blazor. So yeah, we purposely made it faster. Now, I was using PageSpeed Insights here to take a look and tune some things, and particularly, to Lucy's point, get the performance up there. The next things it's knocking me on here are render blocking resources, getting some of the CSS either delivered inline or doing something there. There's also the images that are getting loaded here, pulling that YouTube thumbnail. First off, it's JPEG, right? Like, if we grab that for a second here, right? And if we take a look at the, I wanted to take a look, yeah, F12, right? All reload, right? That took, it's 25K, right? And it took 29 milliseconds to download, right? And look at all that garbage. So what I'm looking at is, can I put that into Azure storage, Azure Blob storage, create a thumbnail that's resized appropriately for Aspirify.net, and put that thumbnail into WebP format, right? Like, if I copy this image, and let's, just for giggles, let's open paint.net. How do you vectorize an image and display it as an embedded datagram? I don't know. That's a good question. Is that a thing? Like, vectorizing an image takes some work. And some images might not be vectorizable. Is that a thing? So, right, I've pasted in that image. And if I just do file save as, right? Right, and I tell it save as PNG. I don't care where. Sure, try and save it there. Right, I get this, and it's 54K before I start optimizing it. Right? But if I do save as and I choose WebP, right? 18K. And I could pull down that quality a bit still. And I haven't lost a thing in there, and now I'm down to 8K. And that's before I put gzip compression on it. So this is where, thinking out loud, I believe I can get a thumbnail generation service running that as new content is added to the site, generate a thumbnail, compress the snot out of it, serve it with gzip from my own services, and I won't run into some of these blocking issues. There's unused JavaScript on this page. I just need to figure out what to remove. That's not unused. That's got to be there, the Blazor stuff. Google Tag Manager so that I can get stats, information about how many folks are using it. And this Modern Mag, which is the JavaScript framework for this template. There's some chunk of this that I can get rid of. I don't know. Unused CSS, chunking and getting rid of some of this stuff, sure. Minify CSS. This is stuff that I can do with Web Optimizer. So, serve images in next-gen formats in WebP and AVIF. Yeah, right. But these are coming from YouTube. Like, don't complain to me about a YouTube video. Like, that's your fault, Google, not mine. Properly size images, so reduce these images so that they are the right size that I'm going to display. It comes back again to, if I generate and put the thumbnail out there that I want, now I don't do resizing and shipping large images down there. And that can save time. So, those are all things that I can do to improve performance, but the accessibility one here is 82. I wanted to address this one. And there's a couple things here. Buttons do not have an accessible name. So we added the search button in the top corner here. It doesn't have a name to go with that. So let's give it a name. Let's give it a title. Right? That's pretty easy to do. That's up in my nav menu. Thank you. This button right here. Right? So I can just call this search. These links to links do not have a discernible. There are opportunities to improve semantics. This isn't clear what it's referencing. Oh no. Oh, okay. So these internal links to articles do not have text. Oh, because they wrap an image. So what do they want me to do with that? They want an ARIA label. Okay, that's easy. I can do that. That's on the... That's on the videos and also down here at the bottom. Okay. I can clean that up real quick. So here on the home page, video section, that's this. And these are all things that I've commented out from the base template. So, yeah, the Insights panel is very, very helpful with stuff like this. So, the category H2 with the video title, and then here it is right here. So let's just grab that. And it was suggesting we put an ARIA label. There we go. Same thing down here in the videos below. Wait, where's the image in there? Oh, it's up there, and this is the hover box on top. Okay. Image, and it has an alt. Yeah, this one right here. ARIA label. Video title. Okay. In the footer, there's a There's a Twitter button. Yes, it is Twitter. Footer Razor. There it is. Aria label. Follow us on Twitter. And the go up button. Go top. Right there. Go to top of page. Okay. And then there's this about contrast. Line 183 in Aspire Finette style CSS. $183. Huh? Padding left 0 important. This? If I remove the entire padding left, let's take a look. See. Nope. Li first child A. Yep. Yep, I think I got it. So yeah, it is a bit of service dead naming, but I think we all agree. And I think he's coming around that X is a failed name rebrand. I think he's coming around on that. No, that's still. No, that's better. Had to do the Control F5. And then that should have. Those have ARIA labels, but should they be titles? On the front page, though, the name here, it's saying that it's low contrast text on those labels. Let's do a quick F12 and hey, fancy. Didn't really want that right now, but hey. Yeah, you right there. Doesn't pick up on. That's style 946. I don't like that one. Continuing. But the actual text color, that's commented out. Like, not commented, but overridden. Where's it coming from? Color right there. Style CSS 930. I didn't think it was gonna hot reload that. No, gonna have to restart it to get it to pop. Take a look. So yeah, Biker Flame, right? if you go to x.com, it reroutes to twitter.com now, where when you were going to Twitter, it was routing to X. Okay, the author name is not picking up that. I need to figure out what's doing this. It's a JavaScript thing. So here, this one is coming out of style CSS 944. And that should do it. So, and then we'll move on and get back into TagsApp and talk about building with .NET MAUI here. Or we can deploy and take another look at what it reports here. There we go. That's better. That's better. At some point, we'll have a dark mode for the website. But it's not a priority right now. Right? It doesn't. Theme, choose colors, mode, dark. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have a dark mode. I do like dark mode for the browser, though. So, at some point, we'll add a dark mode for the website, but that's not a thing right now. So, I feel like that. I like how the hover changes color to the purple there. I feel like it needs. Let's also add text decoration underline to make it really clear. Right? I like that with these, and also with the latest videos. I don't like that it's blue. Whatever. I'm fine with that. Let's ship it. Shall we? I didn't add anything. No. Updated styles and accessibility tags. Now this takes about a minute and a half to build and deploy. We'll let that run through, and then we'll take a look back at PageSpeed Insights and see what it comes back with, and then we'll move over to TagsApp. Can I take an existing application like TagsApp and migrate it into Aspire? Yes. Yes. And we're going to do that with TagsApp. It might not be until June at this point, because we're making it a native application with .NET MAUI. But that's next on the checklist after we get done with native application development. We're going to bring in Discord interaction. We're going to bring in Instagram interaction. And then we're going to light up Aspire with TagsApp, because we're going to set up TagsApp to have external microservices that connect and listen to the various services, the social media services. What are you doing there, Nougat? And then it's gonna run really cool, and we'll have it running as a service out on the cloud. Are we stuck on restoring packages? Yeah, .NET Restore is hanging. Oh, that feels wonderful. Eat broke. Eat broke. Come on, get it moving there. I want to see this thing build.
Totes my goats.
I know. But NuGet won't restore.
What'd you do?
I deployed the application. I committed source code. And we're a minute and a half into just restoring packages here, and it's hanging. And that feels bad. There, look at that. HTTP request. Yeah. Didn't work. There it is. Okay, identified the Aspire version. There it is. So this will build. It's actually going to restore and build. Oh, be a tank and just push it to the point. That'd be fantastic to pull off, but no, I don't think so. It's a shame we can't use the old "did you turn it on and off again" for the cloud, right? There we go. Deploying, building and deploying the web service. So the container image is deployed. See, this one should be the faster. Like, it should just pull and push. We're deploying an update to fix some page speed insights issues that were reported, right? So I was commenting and added a new article on the top of aspirify.net, and I wanted to share some of our success here on performance and interactions that page speed reports for the Aspirify website. There's a couple accessibility things that we can do to improve that. And there were things as simple as we need a label for this button. We need labels for these images. We need to improve the contrast of some of this text that's on screen. That's easy to do. So we did it. Not clear what it doesn't like about the latest videos. So a couple other things that it wants to check. So yeah, SEO 100%. That's right. So just made those updates, deployed, and so the current build out here is off of 8 Charlie 36 Dog Alpha. Updated, and it's now on 053958 Delta. So it's got the higher contrast text up here. There's labels on some of these other things. And now I'm going to go back to PageSpeed Insights and have it run again. And then we're going to go back into Tags app and talk about building it as a native app. I don't care about the mobile. The mobile I need to address at some point, but I'm focused on desktop right now. Get that one right, and then we can go back and do the mobile. How you doing there? Brian Only Brian. Welcome. So performance actually went up to 93. Accessibility to 88. So it was 81. Now we're at 88. Buttons with no accessible name. I just put it on there. Right there. It's right there. What do you want it to say? You want an ARIA label on that. Or a value. Well, no. It wants bar, or a title. I could put title on that. Let's do that. And I'll just push that update and call it a day. What else? That's the only one it's upset about. Background and foreground for the RSS feed link, the latest videos link. What? Aspirify footer collects samples. Aspirify.net in footer. What doesn't? It doesn't like the text color on that. I can improve that, but let me just commit and push this one, and then we'll move on. Renamed title of the search button. And I'm only doing the check on the front page of the website. Can be improved and tweak it more later. So There it goes. Let's see if it does the restore this time. How you doing there, Nate? And asking, for a casual user, what's the cost for using actions? It's not 100% clear to me. I was checking pricing yesterday. If you're working on an open source project, it's free. If you're working on a project that is private, like this one, you have a certain number of minutes that you're allocated a month that you can use for free. Here we go. So you can run 20 concurrent jobs on the free plan. And there's a, where is it? Usage metrics. Da, 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 da. Where? That's on the organization. Yeah. There, 2,000 minutes a month. So, completely free. For most folks. I mean, if you're building more than 2,000 minutes a month, yeah, you should probably start paying a little bit more. But, like, that's a lot of time. So, there we go. That build finished. Just do a quick refresh. And that's not the new homepage. It's still output cached. I'm going to nuke the output cache. Hey, you're welcome, Nate. Nuke the output cache so it builds a new copy of the site and should load pretty quickly then. Right, look at all those pages folks have been going to. Nice. There's the front of the website. Nuke it. Reload it. There you go. Alpha 108591. Rerun page speed insights. And right, we were what, 85 something on the accessibility? So that should pick up. Also, since we're hitting output cache with this stuff, should load very quickly. 95 on accessibility. I like it. All greens. So still some things to do on the foreground and background colors, but all greens across the board for Aspirify. But mobile, could use a little bit of work on the mobile. We'll take care of that. But that across the board, I like it. I like it. And that's about where I'm going to stop with development on this website today. There is, I mean, let me put it to you, chat room. Do you want me to continue? There's another user interface bit that I was going to add to the top of this. That looks like this. Would you be interested in seeing me work on that or on the .NET MAUI implementation of TagsApp? I'm going to put together a poll. And, like, I can go either way on this. Let's see. Aspirify header. TagsApp native app. And I'll let it run for 2 minutes. So Let me know. There's a poll there in chat on Twitch. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, I didn't. There's 10, 11 folks on YouTube. I'm sorry you don't have a. Okay, Jay says keep working on Aspirify. Let me know. What do you think? So I can add this feature. I'm not going to be able to resize the images to fit these various bits here. Brady Gaster! The Brady Gaster is here. Hey, friend! Ed, how you doing there, Ed? Yeah, we're working on aspirify.net. This is the template that I have. There's the website. I'm looking for content articles. Ed, have folks from Progress written articles about Aspire? You're hacking on some Aspire deployment opportunities? So Brady and I had a conversation yesterday after stream about some of the things that I did for deployment. I need to tune and tweak there based on some of his feedback. We're gonna get that dialed in over the next little bit. I need to do that because it's secret management. I need to do it offline, but when I finish it, I'm going to write a blog post about it. So adding this header, right? There's a carousel here that we just don't have enough content for yet. Like I could make this carousel like latest from the .NET team. You're trying the bicep resource? Awesome. Please. This carousel, I don't think we're ready for. We have enough content for. But this bit up here, absolutely. I've had folks also ask about buying advertising on Aspirify. And there's this breaking news section. I don't know how breaking news is different from latest news. Like, I could see this being the latest from the .NET team and having 5 articles from the .NET team here. Right? So effectively, there's this great mix of community and the team that's building it content and an ad down here. Right? Or maybe, right, where is it? There's an ad in the middle here, somewhere there. Put an ad between the top list of articles and then the video news. So, to the question of how much does it cost to run this month it's going to cost me $10 to run because of the amount of traffic coming through, the amount of processor being used. I expect that because I ran it for the last 10 days of the month, I expect that to triple to $30 in May. We'll see. I'm going to keep a tight leash on how much it costs me to run the website. So, poll is done. And by a 4-3 margin, continue working on the Aspirify website. Azure load test? Why? It's output cached to the 9s. And additionally, I'm not going to pay for that. The amount of processor that it's going to use, I'm not going to pay for that. Like, that's a great idea. Makes perfect sense. I'm not going to pay for that. And additionally, looking at my Google Analytics, looking at the real time, there are 4 people on the website right now. 4. The most that I've seen is 15 concurrently on the website, according to Google Analytics. Oh, heck, I'll put it on screen. I don't mind showing that. There you go. So, if you're out there watching in live stream land, and you dial up the Aspirify.net website, it'll drop a pin where relatively close to where you are. You can see me there in Pennsylvania. There's somebody in, looks like New York, Bridgeport, New York. Somebody over here in Shelbyville. Where is that? Indiana? Somebody over here in Denmark, it looks like. But I keep an eye on this. So, nope, don't have a record from you in Pittsburgh. There we go. There's Pittsburghish. Yep. Yep. So, I poke in here a little bit. It does take a little bit to show up. Like, just clicking through to the website doesn't pop up right away. So, there we go. There's somebody in Florida. So, it's neat. What I'm looking for in here are the interactions, what content folks are looking at. So, being able to see what content folks are interested in. Hey, there's somebody in the Seattle region. Look at that. Come here. Open that up. Right. So looking at the report snapshot, I'll go back to the map in a minute, right? You can see a big ramp up and then a significant drop off. What do I do to get folks to stick around? So the pages and screens that get the most views, of course, the big one is Spirify.net, the homepage. Folks are coming to the homepage. So I want to optimize that to run really fast. Then the About page, the introducing article. That was the featured article for a while. .NET Aspire Preview 6 is the featured article right now. That's my video, live coding and deployment of Aspirify.net. But being able to see these is kind of important. But I also want to see... Yeah, everybody's on the web. Duh. I want to see how long folks are spending on the website. Right? What's the average view time? And what can I do to keep you around longer? Nah, I don't know where it is. I'm not going to go dig that up right now. But making this visible, making it easier to discover Aspire resources. You can search Google, you can search Bing for Aspire resources. Totally. I want to give you one-stop shopping. Here's everything that's going on with Aspire in one place. You want to find videos that folks have published about it. You could search YouTube, totally. But I want to put it all in one place for you that's curated. There are a couple videos out there that I haven't included that do presentations in other languages besides English. I need to decide what we're going to do with English, non-English content. Translating labels and whatnot also. Could be done. Need to figure out when and where to get there. So, but there you go. There's kind of the global view of who's active and on the website right now. And I'm a very small website compared to other things, right? I've got 10 people in the last 30 minutes on the website. But, right, there are other websites where we'll see many, many more people floating around and on creating traffic out there. So, but there you go. So, yep, there's somebody in California just popped up. So, and people clicking through into some of the other articles. But, right, this is why it's important to output cache that homepage. And it rebuilds it only once every 5 minutes, right? So, if I rescan my output cache here, right, there it is. Well, evidently I have it going for another 8 minutes. What's the output cache on the homepage? Cache policy home. Home is 10 minutes. It lasts out there before it rebuilds it. I could probably set that for longer, and when new articles are created, force the cache to be expired. I don't think. Is there a way to set a dependency on the cache? right? I don't... Policy expire. There's the time. Locking, vary by header. Tag, vary by value. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to reach in and force expire the output cache. So, this is Stream Beats, the synthwave playlist. Is yeah, you can find it on Spotify. It's free. It's DMCA free for folks to listen to. Here, there you go. All right. So, since folks want me to do that, a little bit of additional development here, I'll continue pushing on the website. It's really cool to see 14, 15 people hitting it right now. And I can go to my Azure portal and I can see the traffic on the actual website. Since it's being output cached, the header, the homepage, we shouldn't see that much traffic. Yeah. While there's a lot of requests coming through, like, it should be handling it really, really well. With not very much processor because output cache, right? So my CPU usage, show me, right? So a little bit of a spike, but flattened out. Like, just went and got the content, generated it, and so, and as folks use the site, it should maintain that content longer. And if I had a way to force expiration of the output cache, I would. There isn't a way to do that, is there? Right? Force expiration, output cache, ASP.NET Core. I don't think there's a way to do that. Cache revalidation. Use tags to evict. Okay, how do we do that? So assign tags. Yeah, and then how do I get rid of it? I output cache store cache evict by tag async. Oh. Hey, I can do that. Then I can set my homepage duration even longer, right? I could set it to like 3 hours. And then evict based on the tag. Do you mind if I do that real quick, chat room? Let me do this because it, right? Since you're seeing my analytics here for Aspirify and you see, right, the overwhelming percentage of views is coming through to the homepage, which makes sense. Of course not. You don't mind me doing that? Thank you. Hey, Mom! Look, friends, Mom's here. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Mom gave me a ride to the airport last week when we visited St. Jude, the Children's Research Hospital. I'm not going to be streaming on Thursday. Thursday, I'm at Javits Center in Manhattan. I'll be speaking as part of a MongoDB event in Manhattan. Yeah, they're bringing a Microsoft guy in to speak at a MongoDB event. Friday, we're going to start our St. Jude fundraiser. It was phenomenal. There's pictures I shared online from the event, and right, you can find them on my on the Twitter. See, it still goes to Twitter, not X, even though it says X in the corner. Like, meh. Hey, that's me. So, bunch of pictures of me at the event. Really? Where do we go? Right. Find Fritz in the picture. This is just hideous. Anyways. Yep, I dressed up nice for the last date. Notice the St. Jude tie. There we go. So we were live on Twitch Public Access. There we go. So, got to take your picture with the Danny Thomas statue. Every year I go, I take my picture with the Danny Thomas statue. There's a bust of him in the middle of the one research building. So, got my picture taken there. And I love this quote. So, ALSAC, the American, what is it? I forget what ALSAC stands for now. Darn it. Anyways, I love this quote. Success has nothing to do with what you gain in life or accomplish for yourself. It's about what you do for others. And in the time since I started fundraising for St. Jude, this quote means so much more to me. And I hope you see how this quote has affected the way that I present online events. And it absolutely has affected the way that we present .NETConf. It's not about us presenting and talking up and delivering the hype about the cool demos that some of our program managers, friends like Brady Gaster and David Fowler and Maria Nagaga are talking about. It's not about us. It's about helping you be successful. It's about what we do to make your applications better. And this, when I read this quote from Danny, yeah, it means something about helping kids with cancer and that. But there's something that's great and altruistic that I want to help folks. And that's the big deal there. So look at that. Folks greeting mom in chat. How you doing there? My name. Welcome. Hey Frank, good to see you. So I spent a week there last week learning about what they're doing to improve and do more for the hospital. They are in the middle of a global outreach project. When they first opened that hospital back in 1962, they were able to cure 20% of the kids that came in that had cancer. In 2024, they can cure 80% of the kids that come to St. Jude that have cancer. 80%. Are you frigging kidding me? That's why I do the fundraiser in May. So we've got all kinds of things that we're going to do. There's milestones. We're going to have some of our friends from the .NET community join us. Carl Franklin, Richard Campbell, Scott Hanselman are going to join us on stream as part of the fundraiser month. And it is AMA. They know what they're in for. We're going to be coming in. We're going to have a good time talking to you about tech, maybe writing a little bit of code together, talking about some of the latest things that are going on. But it is AMA, and you can talk to them about whatever you want. Okay? I might try and find a couple more folks that want to join us for that fundraiser. But we're going to be doing all kinds of co-streams with some of those friends. We're going to have the Wheel of Peeps featuring Hot Tamale Peeps. Set up a Grafana dashboard for this. Why? I'm on Azure. Why? We're gonna do a Hot Ones challenge. I'm setting a milestone. If we hit a certain milestone, I will take you on a tour of the ranch, and you'll get to meet the Fritz horses. And we will do that. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do it as a live stream. The network connection there isn't that great. But there's a handful of things that we're gonna be doing as part. So that's coming up in May. So looking forward to that. All right, let me tune and get this output cache thing working. They know? Who knows? Who knows? So, the Frank Boucher, absolutely. So we're going to tune this a little bit. We're going to put the mosaic on the top of the website, and then we're going to go back to tags app. Grafana option would be pretty nice for folks. This isn't a public. This isn't a. It's not open source. It's a public website that I'm providing as a service. What filter? For the Big Dumb Blog workshop, yes, we will add Grafana to that. So, right, the next series of videos that we're going to do on the Visual Studio channel after we get done deploying Blazor this week, starting next week, we're going to take a very simple blog application and we're going to start slowly adding features to it and getting it running with Aspire. That we'll be building, working on, and learning. Customize the output so you can see it by request. Oh yeah, it is, and we have it running with Tags app. Yeah. So let me do this output caching tweaking. So according to this, I can put a tag and be able to purge that tag. So let's turn off my little bit here. So policy says expire in 10 minutes. And where is it? I'm going to put a tag on this. And I'm going to put, I'm just going to put cache policy home. So I know it's the home page. So now I can say instead of time span from minutes, I'm going to say from hours. And let it go for 6 hours. So now when I... Crap. No, I can't do this. Can I? When it evicts, it should evict out of Redis. I think we'll be okay with this. So on my article edit page, right? Let's see if this works. Where'd it go? Yeah. I output cache store because it goes to the same place. I think it goes to the same place. Might not. Meh. So let's inject that chalupa. Okay. So then down here, so save it. What? Not remove. There is no remove. Evict. There's just evict by tag. Sure. And it's going to be cache policy home. Right? We need to await that? All right, fine. Await that, John. Why don't you like that? I need a cancellation token? Fine. There. I gave you no cancellation token, and you will like it. This is only available locally.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Now it got it. 87% certainty. Yep, it's my Pizza Planet had it. When this is running locally and I'm doing edits, because I haven't put, what's it called? Catch you later, Brady. Thank you so much for joining us. When this is running locally, it's not connected to the public cache. How do I Let's run that and make sure it works. I need to, at some point, put a login capability on here. When I do, making... when I do put that on, then this will work completely and properly. For right now, I can just nuke the Redis cache entry. So that should be in my local cache here. Is it this one? Which one is it? Darn it, which one is it? Output cache. 62,751. This one. 751. Right? This one? So it should have added the policies. Down here now. Yeah. So that should have gone into output cache. How you doing there? Demon Cat Daphne. Hello. There it is. So there's the home page. Right? There it is. There's the content. So, and it's sitting out there for 5 hours. So if I were to go to admin and update some block of content, right? That should have reset. Actually, yeah, it's gone. It evicted it. And when I go back to the home page, it rebuilt it. And there it is. Cool. How's it going there, Demon Cat Daphne? Hello, hello. We are tweaking a feature for this website that I've been building on stream. And I'm just going to push that up now. Extended home page cache duration. And when I put admin logins in there, then we'll be able to take full advantage of that cache purging. But for right now, since it can only be done by me locally, and I can log in and touch the output cache by hand, I'll just do that by hand for right now. So, okay, so we're going to add, so check this out, I like this, right? So the top of our website, aspirify.net, right? That's building, right? Yeah, good. The top of the website, right, is kind of lame. It's just latest news, featured post. So, not that. The original template had this layout at the top, where you have an entry from each of the categories pinned to the top. And it's really nice when you mouse over them, it kind of zooms in a little bit on the underlying image. And there's two that are promoted that are much larger. So we're going to introduce this at the top of here. And I think we might use a different palette of colors here than this very rainbow set of colors. So still recovering from Summit. Oh my gosh. It was a great week last week. Yep, you've never coded it. I crashed literally for a day after I got home. Like, went to sleep. The thing about visiting St. Jude is that it is so mentally and emotionally draining for us. So, you haven't coded a single... That's okay. I talk through everything and do a little bit of ask me anything as I go along here, so I can get people up to speed and they feel comfortable about what we're building. And I've mentioned before, the purple shade that you see back here is a shade called Rebecca Purple. That's a memory to a little girl who lost her life to cancer. So you'll see that extensively on this website. Is the repo open source for Aspirify? It is not. However, everything that we're building for it is going to be open sourced and available in the demo workshop that I'm building, and we're going to be working on stream starting next Wednesday in a demo called the Big Dumb Blog. So that will be available. Yeah. Rebecca Purple. So there's and coincidentally, this shade of purple is the same color purple as the purple St. Jude hoodies. So there's details about it in that article if anybody's interested in following up. All right, so I'm going to start adding this mosaic. Now, I have 5 categories and videos. So here's what I'm thinking. For this mosaic, let's grab the latest article in each one of the categories and video and pin them up here. And the 2 large ones, let's make .NET announcements and tutorials. I don't know. The other ones, and we'll put video up in here and so on and so forth. And we'll basically force the location of these. And as new articles come online, they'll get promoted and go into this block up at the top. Sound good? So let's build that mosaic. So I've been calling it a mosaic. Is it a mosaic? I think so. So that's the carousel. I'm not using the carousel. And then the latest news. I just deleted the markup for this. Let's take a look at that markup. So, okay. Top news section, here it is. And it's right after, oops. Yep, there's the traffic right now on the website. If you go to aspirify.net, you can see where folks are checking it out from. And actually it should have, yep, just deployed the update. So, yep, there's the update. And it won't reload that homepage for a while. Right, so if I go out there, we just take a look. So the cache database. Interesting, the homepage isn't up there. Go find it again. There it is. No, that's the RSS. The About page. About page. Why isn't the homepage up there? Did I break it? I don't think so. No, I don't see the homepage. go get everything. Right, so there's my WordPress entries. It's got to have a different prefix or something. Come here, you. No, it's not there. Oop, that just got wiped. Yeah, there it is, right. Well, that's the About page. Oops. Hang on. Now I'm worried. I committed it like that. Dummy. Fixed debug state for output cache policy. That was me. Let's put the mosaic on. That's why it wasn't caching. Darn it. All right. So I'm going to put this cool layout up top, and it's this top news section that appears right underneath that header, right? So where's my layout? Nav menu. Ends with header. Okay. So it's going to be right up top. All right. Before that section is this top news section. So I'm going to create a component, and we'll call this top news mosaic dot Blazor. Okay. And I'm going to drop it right there. I spelled it wrong, didn't I? Darn it. Case sensitive. Okay. And this looks like this content. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Let's load it up and take a look-see. Eventually, I need to track the number of click-throughs so I can figure out which ones are the most popular articles. I'm not doing that just yet. So. There we go. Pogven, hello, welcome. So, here we go. And here's my local version of the website. And what? Yeah, that is very light there. That's really hard to read. We'll fix that, but not yet. Where's my content at the top? We should start seeing this loading back up now. Right? Can you tell I'm distracted a little bit? Just a scooch. There it is. 5 hours on the front page. Cool. But Well, if it moved, then it's not running locally. Right? Where is that header bit? Top news, home, top news mosaic. Why don't you know where that is? No. It's right there. What did I do? Move you up here. Yes. Okay. So I should be able to reference it. Top. Yeah, there it is now. Let's take a look at what it looks like now. So, and this is slowly, we'll fill it out. We'll load up the top news entries and we'll start filling this out. Yeah, I don't have a project recorded. That's okay. There we go. Like, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like it. You know what? Maybe I do stick with those colors. Let's stick with that for right now. But let's do a thing with it, you know? So I need to get the data for this. So I have a repository that has that data. Go get it! We'll write a little bit of code. Now, I need to figure out how we're going to get the data. There's latest. There's today's featured articles, which goes and gets the featured article information. Get latest by type. So for a specific type, go get those. So that's what gets me, like, show me the latest videos. I think I want get latest for each category. Something like that. Which is a real interesting type of query. Right? Trying to think that through and say, give me the latest for each category. So we're going to return a collection of articles. Get latest from each category. Yeah, I know. I broke it. There we go. So what does that look like? Well. Hey, Phil. Hello. Do I do 6 queries? That feels awkward. Or can I do 1 query with a group by? Let's try and do it. Let's see what Copilot does. Okay. Sure. Order by published, to list, group by category, select the first, get each article.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I think that's it. And if I also want to get the latest video, right? Let's just do that as to array, right? Get the latest video. I also want to put a where in here. Can I put a where? I want to say where the article type is not video. Yeah, get the latest video. Thank you. Return the list of articles with the latest video at the end. Do that. Thank you. That was Copilot that did all that. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Not get top news. Get latest from each category. There it is. Right? Oh, man. Okay, okay. Let's look at the mosaic and figure out where we want to place each one. What? Yes, video.title. That's a thing. What? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing Razor commenting inside of a C# file. And it's not happy. Try that again. Here we go. There it built. And we'll figure out where to place each one of the categories, because I've got 5 categories plus videos. What? You're not going to start for me here? You're just going to be difficult? Nothing. Nope, there it goes. What? All right. And here. Okay. So it's loaded the content, but I need to figure out what to place where. So we don't have any testimonials yet, but we have .NET announcements, news, blog posts, tutorials, and sample code. So let's put .NET announcements here, news there. Let's start with those two. Where'd it go? Here. Get rid of some of these other pages and things that I'm not using. Like, we got it. Leave that one. Don't need that. Sure. Okay. So if we place .NET announcements up here where electronic is, right? Let's put variables down here for each one of these. Yeah. Private, article. And what are the categories? Yes, I know. Announcement. And I'll just lay them out, right? News. Blog posts. Now, tutorials. Sample code. And video. So do I do a for each across these? No, I think we can say announcement equals right. Why don't you like that first or default? Because we didn't await that, which means that needs to be async. Yep. Yep. Are you getting the pattern here? Close. Oh, I also need to say a dot type does not equal video. This is good. Yep. Oh, man. Got all of those. So now I can go up in the actual articles up here. And the large one in the middle that I wanted to make, that I'm changing from electronic to .NET announcements, right? So here, I'm going to make like that. And the category page, I forget what the URL looks like. /category/ is going to be we're going to route you to this. Just to make sure I get the exact same text. The anchor goes to announcement format single page URL. This is the title. I don't have anywhere for that to go yet, but this will be announcement.author. And we'll just comment out the number of comments at this point. Oh, we need an image right there. So, announcement. It's the YouTube thumbnail URI. Like, fine. Announcement title. May Bijan. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. That should be 800 by 260. 260 is the height. So let's do this. Style equals max, max height, 260 pixels. I don't think. And it stretched it. It's close. Let's see what we got here. Image source, and there's the height on it. What's the computed height? No. But that's like forcing it. Hey, Dr. Cox. We're adding. We took a little bit of a vote, and folks asked me to continue adding this little mosaic to the top of Aspirify.net. But when we finish this, we're going to go back over and work on Tags app as a native app. It isn't stretching that properly. Can I say width 800? And then if I say max height 260 pixels, yeah, then it does this stretch thing weird. And I think it's 240 because of the buffer. 250? Yeah. Like, I don't want it to stretch. That's not bad. It's still stretched funny. I'd rather have it centered. You know? Yeah. Right, now comes the right, max width. .250 pixels. Then I've got that black area down the bottom. Feels like it's like leaking out. So where's that? What's that black area? That's the image. If I take that width 100% out. And I was putting that on the hover box. Let's let it go. No. 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 Right. Not on that. Where's... There it is. So what if I also add max width? Yeah, see it. So max height, is that the one that I need to constrain? 250 is not entirely right. Yeah, see, now I get the... Will I be streaming Overwatch 2 on Friday? Not sure. Maybe a little bit. Not sure. It'll be my first day back. What happened here? Okay. You like watching me play Overwatch? Oh, thank you. I don't like it stretching like that, though. Right? See how it's... So how do I prevent it from stretching and staying centered in there? You know? Prevent HTML, no, CSS, prevent image from skewing? From distorting. Yeah. The whatever. Width auto, max width, height auto, max height. So if we go back over here to that image, so if we say auto, max width 800. No, it's still skewed. It's still skewed. Width auto, max width, specific, height auto, max height. Object fit was brought to us. Yeah? Tell me more. It's being squished to fit the container. Where object fit. Fill, contain, cover, none, scale down. So I think I want contain. So, all right, so I can say object fit. Oh, let's do cover. Maybe that's better. Let's try that. Let's try that. So this image, right? That's the div. There's the image. So, right, if I say this is 260 by 800, which is that size, and kind of looks all right. So object fit cover. It's a little bit too big. I think I need to scale it down. I think it was 250 is where we wanted it. Right? There we go. What do you think? Let's. So okay. Open that thing back up. Let's go find where that CSS is. It's somewhere in here, and this one, and it's not. No. It's this one. Image post org hov. Oh, because it's orange. ORG hov. Okay. That is... Dude. So, wait, where is org-hov? $12.07. And where are these numbers coming from? Is that, or is that the image? Yeah, that's the image. Okay. So let's go to 1207 in style CSS. Right there is the hover box. But it is... It's just image post. Then the smaller ones are smaller. Yeah, look at that. Max width 240. Max width 400. That's the H2. Where is it? Image post image. Right, the min height is 250 pixels. Where's it getting that 800 at? Right, so if I look at this one, actually the width is 578. See, there it is. You can't see it, it's behind me. So wait, do I even need then? Wait a tick. So can I just do the object fit cover on this? And it just works everywhere? No, too big. Do I have that size? I don't have it hard-coded. Let's take a look. I feel like we're going to find this, and it's going to be like, done, we got it. And it's the same way to roll out everywhere. Make it a flexbox and set justify content. I don't want to reinvent the way that it's defined. Min height is 250. Right, the image is bleeding out the bottom is what's going on. See, look at that. Let me try starting to slide in these other images and see what happens in the mosaic. So let's make the top left one, right? So we did the announcement. We're going to make the lower one news. Let's make the top left one a tutorial. Right, so this one that's Google Project Fi is the sample here. So I'll make this tutorials. It's the YouTube thumbnail. I should rename that, but tutorials title. Tutorials category. Thank you. And this will go to /category /at tutorials category. Give me the single page URL for that, and this will be the title. And comment out this block. Okay. Let's put video on the top right. Video title. Videos. Yep. Okay, and the author. Okay. Got to work on the height there a little bit. Yeah. Next one. This one down here we said was going to be news, where design is. This one. News. This. Okay. At news, format the URL. News. Title, there we go. And we'll put the author here. And I know most of this is repeated. We could probably figure out a way to reuse this. We'll figure that out. Don't need to do it just yet. Okay. See how it's not quite the right size? Better. There we go. And when I shrink it down, yeah. Now we're talking. Let's do the last two articles here. So we've done announcements, news, videos. Let's do blog post, and what's the last one? Sample code. Cool. Blog post. Get the thumbnail. Put the title here for the alt text. And I'm purposely using the abstraction over the category so that it doesn't, right, so that we can change the category names later and it just flows and we don't have to rewrite anything. Blog posts, category. Update this. No. Format the URL. Title. And comment out that. There it is right there. Last one is sample code. No problem. There's the thumbnail. Title. Sample code. No, that should be the category. Oh, darn it. Replace that. There's the title. And there's our header. Yeah! What do you think? That's looking pretty good. The thumbnails here are still off. Is it because... Hang on. Turn that off. Are these image posts? No, these are video posts. We're okay. I think we're okay. You have to click on the title. Why isn't that title? Hang on. Because I didn't... You have to click on the title to get it to navigate. Be nice if I could click down in here. Hey, Space Cat, good to see you. You like it, Warm Peas? Napalm says it looks good. Beer Up asking, how do you get the does not equal style? That is a, that's a glyph. That comes off of the type of font that I'm using. Geez, where's the font settings? Gone too far. There it is. I use Cascadia Code. I normally use Cascadia Mono, but Cascadia Code has that glyph in it, and it goes away. So you just need to use a specific font that has it. Fira Code has those. Cascadia Code has those. It's a ligature. Yeah, that's what it's called, to get that to light up. So, but Cascadia Code, Fira Code are the two big ones that I see folks use. Do we ship this? I think we ship this. I think that looks really good. You know? Added the top news mosaic. Okay. So there's the live site. That's Tag Zap. That's Tag Zap. Put together the pull request. And this was an issue out here. It is 3. Fantastic. Ship it. 2 minutes and it'll be live. It actually won't be live. I'll have to squash the cache, but then it'll be live. I wonder if maybe I should write a step that goes through and purges the output cache when the application starts. When the application deploys. Would take a little bit of work to figure out. Hey, PowerShell Freak, doing well? We're publishing an update here to the Aspire website that I've been tinkering with and building on stream. It uses .NET Aspire and puts out a bunch of news articles, and this looks okay. It's not a bad start with a featured post and a link off to the RSS feeds. But what if we did more? What if we made it cooler? Let's see. And so even when it finishes deploying, right, it's not going to have It's going to serve what was in the output cache. Right? There it goes. Done deploying. Boom. And if we go over here and we hard refresh, yeah, we don't get all the latest stuff because it's still output cached. So there's all the content, and delete the home page. I'll purge the about page. Sure, nuke the RSS. These category pages will update in just a minute. And there's the new homepage. Nice. Nice. So check it out. Head on out there. We've got a bunch of folks hanging around on the website. Well, not anymore. There were people looking at the website. But now it's got the cool new headers that get you right into some of the latest articles in each one of the categories. So, and then there's latest videos, and of course you can search for content. Right? Hey, I want to learn about Dapper. Sure. Dapper Day, Dapper. It jumps you right in and shows you. Then look, Gap and API. Should probably cut it off when the match is a significant drop off. But there you go. That was weird how it repainted when I jumped back. Cool. Now, of course, I got to reload and rerun page speed insights, but what is this? More shenanigans and nonsense in United States politics. Cool. So take a look at that. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I see a couple of you out there browsing. So that's updated. And yeah, I think it looks pretty sharp now. So what's the status of Tags app? It's open source. It runs. You can put it in a container and it runs. We're going to spend time today turning it into a native app with .NET MAUI so that we have one code base that delivers both a website and the native app. Type spec. Yes. Yes. Yep. Get rid of all that YAML nonsense. So yup. Is there a working container for hosting it? Yes. There's a bunch of configuration that you need to do for it, but it should walk you through it. If you go out to the Fritz and Friends organization, there is a... Yeah, it's a public landing page. But here's where the... That's the repository package. There you go. So that's where the container is. There's a bunch to configure in there, and it takes a little bit. And we got some work to do on that, not gonna lie. So, oh yeah, it's live. So deployed in about a minute and a half. And I think that looks pretty good. as we get more content flowing through, and the reason I wanted to get this done now is so that things were up and running and available when Aspire is released later this month. DNS is failing. I mean, DNS updates checker, yeah. Aspirify.net. Yeah. Looks good. There's one place in the UK that it's not resolving. Now it has it. So, VPN issue. Cool. So, there we go. Nice. And at that initial rush as it goes to calculate for the website, and yeah, we should be leveled off with it not doing a lot of work, just serving the output cache for the next 5-6 hours as people come and visit the website. And search is working. We're going to be extending search so that it reads the actual content of these articles. And not just that little description, but it'll read the content of the articles. That's coming up. We actually have a vendor that wants to help with that. So, I could have sworn there was an article on the developer Telerik blog about .NET Aspire. Report service in .NET Aspire in reporting. That's in their forum. No. Right, it's like Telerik.com blogs. I could have sworn they had an article. Forums, blogs. No, they don't have anything. Yeah. Oh well. So, there you go. All right. That was a lot. Like, putting this in here, that was a lot. Let's take a screenshot and share that. Because I think that looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty cool. Just published a what? I want to do a post. Give me a new. Thank you. Just published an update to Aspirify.net that adds a collection, adds a mosaic of latest articles to the top of the site. Check it out. There we go. I don't want that preview. I want that. Screenshot of Aspirify.net. Cool. There we go. And anything going on here? Nah. So we've got our little search feature. We've got that. Lots more coming. Lots more coming. But that initial block of capabilities, nice. Do I need a featured video down here? I don't know. So next steps. Moving on, right? Got my links through to the various categories. The About page now has that sidebar over here. Cool. Yeah. All right. And, right, if we look at, where is it? Last hour? No, give me the last 30 minutes. Zoom in a little bit there. Yeah. Processor is quiet because it's not building that homepage. It's just pulling it out of cache. And there's still more that I can do to simplify and improve that. So, I like it. I like it a lot. So, yep. Main website has about 5 hours to go. Yeah. Cool. Let's go back to Tags app. Shifting gears. So, I hope you like the work that I've been doing on this, and that it's giving you access, it's giving you resources that, as we learn about Aspire, as new features are developed and more folks talk about it and build samples and tutorials, I hope you find features and things that you find interesting out there. So, and that it helps you learn more about it and helps make you more productive. Changing gears. Let's go back to Tags app. We haven't touched on this in about 3 weeks. So long ago that it's not even on my list of projects here. There it is. You remember Tags app. This is the application we're building that allows you to unify interactions across different social media networks, including Twitch chat, Twitter, YouTube chat, and more. And we've started building a .NET MAUI application that takes all that Blazor content that we've been building and turns it into a native application. Let's talk about it. Let's build this. Let's get into this. Let's do this. My local instance is currently configured to run for the Visual Studio channel. No, I'm not going to run it. Let's run the .NET MAUI version of the application so we can see what it looks like. We started building out menus across the top that will navigate the Blazor pages inside the application. This is something that .NET MAUI and the .NET MAUI and Blazor hybrid framework don't do out of the box. There's no way to drive the navigation of the Blazor content. So I invented it. Wrote a blog post about this, released a YouTube video. Nobody watched the YouTube video. Nobody watched the YouTube video. Like, I invented a thing, I published it, I put it out there. Nobody watched it. Yeah. I do need to get back into C# on the cards, but I have to finish writing tomorrow's episode of C# with C# Fritz. I got to write that this afternoon, so busy. I've kind of hard-coded the homepage, but I do have content and admin menus up here. When you click on content, you can get back to the home, and get to the waterfall view, moderation overlay, and portrait overlay. I'd love for those to be items going across. But it feels like inside the application, I can't make the menu bar items. Can I put an on-clicked on this? No. There is no event handler on the menu bar item. Yeah. Which feels kind of weird, I guess. Am I sponsored by Microsoft? Kind of. Kind of. Why do you ask? Like, you can look in my About panel below. How do you connect an Aspire app to Google Analytics? Well, it's not. How you doing there, Stallone? On YouTube. It's not Aspire that I'm connecting to Google Analytics. It's a website. So I just added Google Analytics to the website just like they directed me to, and I was done. Like, that was it. So, like, it's literally just in the layout of the homepage. I show you real quick. Because you asked nicely. And I respect folks that ask nicely. So this is a Blazor application. So it is in, AppRaiser. Right? Open with VS Code. Because I like syntax highlighting. So, just like it says to do in the application, in the directions for Google Analytics, HTML head, right? This is AppRaiser, the way it's supposed to be for a Blazor application. I just added an if statement that said, hey, only run this if we're in production. Otherwise, it'll skew all my numbers. And I just inserted the Google tags right there. That's it. Like, nothing fancy. There are components out there that folks built that are supposed to work with and do it. For this type of static server-rendered website, it's easiest to just put it here. You can use those components if we were building like a WebAssembly version of this. I'm not. So I just drop it in right there because it's all static rendered. So that's what I did. So am I sponsored by Microsoft? I wouldn't say they sponsor me. They send me a paycheck. I'm an employee. Am I doing this stream as part of my job? Yes. They have no editorial control over my content, though. I have full control over what content I choose to present, show, and deliver. If they had editorial control, we would have been talking about semantic kernel for the last 9 months. If they had editorial content control, we'd be talking about Azure nonstop. We'd only be building and doing things on Azure. We wouldn't actually be building applications. We'd be just in Azure. I don't know what that means, but that's what we'd be doing. I have full creative control. Anything that you see on this channel, I have full creative control. And I can hear Brady cackling, laughing from here. So, but when I do, yeah, it is Pizza Planet. That's right. When I do broadcast on the Microsoft official channels, they do have content planning and creative control at that point. That said, though, I set the direction for my own show on those channels. And I guess I can humble brag because you can see the numbers. my live stream on the Microsoft channels is the most watched regular live stream across all of Microsoft. Like, of all the content, of all the folks that build and deliver live streams on a regular weekly, bi-weekly basis, monthly basis, my stream is the most watched regularly. There's occasional blips where there's an announcement or it's the community stand-up right after a release, and there's a blip where there's a lot more folks that tune into that. No doubt. A lot of people watch those. Totally. Week in, week out. On average. Right here is the most watched. So. No problem, Stallone. And if you have questions, if it doesn't work out quite right, drop me a line in the Discord. Go to discord.csharpfritz.com in your browser. It'll route you right into my Discord, and there's a forum there you can ask questions, and we can talk more about it. Hey there, Thindall. Hello. So we started building a bit of this and copying over and reusing content from TagsApp into this native application. There's a lot more for us to copy in. A lot more. There isn't really admin capabilities here or moderation capabilities because you're running locally. So there's no need to do moderation. Like, the content that comes in is the content that comes in. Maybe I do let moderation come up so that you do have a way to remove things from the main screen. But we don't have Signal R here. Because this runs as a website, we don't have Signal R. Have a good one there. Thank you so much, Brady. So when this runs in standalone, we're going to save things into a SQLite database. Which clearly runs differently from Postgres and those other things. But I've already got stuff for SQLite saved and available. Thinking. Okay. Where do I want to insert here? Do I do configuration first? Which is an admin page, and then there's all this configuration goo down in here. And I think I want to just include Blazor client down here. Can I... Is it already included? Well, it's running right now. Let's stop that. Let's add a project reference. Bring in the My Blazor client library. Oh, it's already there. But it's not there. But it's already there. But it's not there. Okay. There it is. So, okay. So if I want to start building the configuration, I probably want to start with see, this needs to change slightly because I don't have authorization. You put an MP4 as a background in a console terminal? that's gotta take some resources to run. Let's see. So tag search is a bit here that takes in the messaging service. So we need a messaging service. This is, yeah. So show me where I've implemented it. There's the Postgres messaging service. So we want a local SQLite messaging service, because the other things that this does, yeah, it gets the content. I thought I had a SQLite version of this. There's an in-memory version. That's web test. In memory, right there. Yeah, I guess I don't have a SQLite messaging service. I mean, not terrible. And I don't think I need Sure, I'll write up a project command. Project is the command I normally use here. Adding tags app to a native .NET Maui application. GitHub com Fritz and friends tags app. Yep, pin the message. There you go. Cool. So do I need? I feel like I should put a SQLite library out here. Just so that I can reference it back and forth. Maybe? Or is that over engineering? Right, for Postgres, I mean, look at all these services that it registers. Ugh. It feels like it's going to be a mess to duplicate, but I'm going to want it. Hang on. This is referenced in 2 places. So if it's Postgres, it launches Postgres. Otherwise, it runs the in-memory. So if it's SQLite, I'm going to want to do a SQLite configuration, which I also want to be able to support on a website. Like, is this being used? Yeah. Yeah, that's for... Mm, okay. Man, I wrote a lot of code to run this thing. Like when you step back and you look at a project after being away for a couple weeks, you look at it and go, holy smokes, what was I thinking? I think... So... There's a base database context that we started deriving from. No, it's not content. Here. Tags app context. Right, there it is for Postgres. Oh no, I don't have one. So when it runs the in-memory provider, it is... We're gonna find this. It adds this in-memory messaging service. And it just keeps things in memory here. In a concurrent dictionary, see that? All the time? So... I don't want to build a SQLite library to do this. But I feel like I should. And then it's going to get used in both the web and in the desktop app. It's a class library, this one. Tags app, storage, SQLite. Okay. No, not the GitHub Actions. That's not showing anything for this either, is it? No. No. Okay. So there's the iModeration repository that has all the content and interactions for moderation. Where is this used? It's in the messaging provider, messaging service. It brings in... Actually brings in services because this runs as a hosted service in the background and it creates the context on the fly. Okay. Right? All the YAML you wrote to configure Kubernetes? Yeah. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Video is the background. That's kind of cool. Okay. Cool. Let's create a context, right? That's going to have these couple objects. Like it's going to be very similar, except instead of being Postgres, it's going to be SQLite. But it needs to be different because it's a different provider, and we're swapping out providers. So down here, right, and I'll control dot on that. Install Entity Framework Core. Yep. There we go. And we need to start creating objects for content moderation actions, blocked users. Yeah. Those are the basic things that are in here. I like it. Not gonna lie. So PG content is this crap. Did I say that? I feel like I could use the same base object. Right, except instead of calling it PG content, call it SQLite content. Yep, give me my data annotation. JSON serializer, don't mind if I do. Add a reference to the common project. Bazinga. Okay. I'm going to move you somewhere else. No. Sure. Fine. Okay. We need the moderation actions. Yeah, I feel like I could have. Well, these references need to be the specific types. Right? Doesn't matter what I call it. Quite frankly, these should be made internal. Right? No. Same thing with the... let's see where this goes. Okay. Right, if I made this internal... Because nothing outside of here should know about the database provider. Same thing actually with the context, the EF context. So blocked user I need to grab. that. And I'll rename it. Make this internal. Move you out. And we need to get the tags. Yeah, it doesn't get much simpler than that. Okay. So now it knows how to do all of the database interactions with SQLite. It's a start. I'm going to reference and use this inside of the native app, right? But I'll also want to be able to use it in the web app. Okay. Okay. I know I keep saying that. I'm trying to talk myself into this architecture like, yeah, that's right. That's how you want to build that, Fritz. Moving on. Messaging service, and moderation repository. I need that. Let's just start with copying these over. Right? Wrong namespace. Okay. Cool. And I should know what that is. Yes. I don't think this is right at all yet. Like here, right? Like, I'm fully expecting there's going to be a bunch of broken stuff in here for a little bit. As I, like... Do I make safety moderation available? I don't know. I don't know. Add reference to communication. Yeah. This I feel like needs to move to another location. This is the trials of building something that's going to be big, ugly, enterprise grade. Let's change this namespace. Okay. Doesn't know what these things are. We're missing a using statement for that. Good. Azure Safety Moderation doesn't know what that is. So we'll just turn that off for now. Like, it is isolated, but I feel like it's a modular feature that most folks aren't going to want. Okay. Let's rename this thing. Okay. Last one here, the... no. We'll rename this. Okay. We're missing some using statements. Okay. So things like this go to SQLite moderation action. Okay. I think we got it. If I try and build just this library, how's it looking? Like crap. Let's see. What? From SQLite moderation action to content. Ah. Good, got that. Was that it? Might have been it. Build succeeded. Okay. In this tags app context, yeah, I just need online transaction processing. OLTP. Yeah, you know me. You down with OLTP? Yeah, you know me. Logic Luminary Bill. Hello, welcome. So, all right, I've got about 10 minutes left. There's this app extensions block that's added in here that does all the configuring and wiring up. I think I want a similar. So let's try copy. Just copy that thing in. Right? That's Azure Content Safety. We're not going to do that just yet. These two go away. Okay. Yep. This goes away now. This goes to use SQLite. No. We want... And we'll add SQLite in. Browse. Yeah, that one. Ah, darn it. That one. This one. I don't want the 9 version. Give me 804. That works. Cool. What do we got on updates here that we need to look at? No, but maybe the 804. App extensions, we got to update. Yeah, I know. But now that it knows what some of these things are. No. Come on. It's here. I know it's here. I just added it. I thought I just added this. Yes, do it. So good. Now it knows what that is. I don't know Azure Safety Moderation. This is going to be cool. This will be that. Good. No, instead of null, I just need to yank that. Okay. Let's rename this to add SQLite services. Rename this to, and even then, I'm not adding. This isn't a thing. There is no security in SQLite. Okay. So I think I've got it. I think I've got it. But I am out of time. It should build. Yeah. All right. A necessary bit to complete here, but we've got it. So I'll just commit all the things. Added SQLite storage for use in native app. And I'll push those changes. So now I've got the stuff so that I can run and build a SQLite database locally on your workstation. When you start up the Tags app native app, it'll run that SQLite instance and it'll store and manage your configuration. It'll store your content and manage configuration inside there. We still have to test this thing. But our initial copy over code and get it working works. Now we know what we're going to do next time. But for now, I got to call it a day. I've got other folks that I've got to get to work on. I've got to get ready for our stream tomorrow, writing the content and making sure that everything's ready to go for our next C# with C# Fritz, where I'm teaching about Blazor. Then we're going to be teaching about how to deploy a Blazor application tomorrow. I'm out on Thursday. Thursday, I'll be in New York City. New York City! I'll be at Javits Center in New York City speaking on MongoDB. If you're in the New York area, if you're going to be at that event, I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, I'll be back on Friday on this channel. We'll see what we're working on then. We might play a little Overwatch and then dive into a little bit more coding on TagZap. I don't know. We'll see how the spirit moves us, all right? Let me see who else is streaming on the big Twitch TV network. Who can I get you connected to? Who's doing something cool and fun? Oh, but Friday we will be starting our St. Jude fundraiser, all right? I'm going to get you connected to... looking around the horn here. My goodness. Let me get you connected to... Let's go over to Lana Lux. Let's raid Lana. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got a bunch of great videos for you. Check them out just below or over here, depending on which version of the app you're using. Really appreciate you tuning in and joining us. If you're watching on Twitch, hang in there, stay tuned. We're going to go visit our friend Lana Lux. She's working on a game that she's been building called Strain. She's been building up that with Unity and C# and the .NET tools. Really cool stuff coming soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow on the official Microsoft channels. And until then, I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.